Okay, everybody, now that we know how to find the surface area of a cone, we're going to move on to how to find the volume of a cone. Now, you already know how to find volume of prisms and pyramids, and if you think about a cone, would a cone fall under the category of a prism, or would it fall under the category of a pyramid? And I hope you're thinking that really a cone is just a pyramid. It has a circular base, but then it comes to a point up at the top at a vertex, so really it's the same thing as a pyramid. So if you remember, the volume of any pyramid is just 1/3 the area of the base times the height. Well, guess what? A cone is the exact same thing, except on a cone we know that the base is a circle and the area of a circle is pi r squared. So what we've done is we're saying, okay, well, we're going to take the area of the base and replace it with pi r squared, multiply that by the height, and then divide it by 3. But other than that, it's the same exact thing as a pyramid. Okay, let's try a couple. Find the volume of the cone. So, volume of a cone is area of the base, pi r squared, and the reason we're doing that is because the base is a circle. So, area of the circle times the height. Now, last time when we did surface area, we were using slant height, but this time they specifically said height as in H, not L. So we actually want the height, and then when we're done, we're going to divide it by 3 because we're working with a pyramid and not a prism. So volume equals pi 3.14 times the radius squared times the height. Well, we're given 8.4 and we want the actual height, not the slant height, which is what they gave us. So we're good to go. And then when we're done with that, we're going to divide it by 3 because it's a pyramid. So I'm going to grab my calculator. I'm going to type 3.4 times 10 squared times 8.4. And for that top answer, I got 2,637.6. But I still have to take that and divide it by 3, which gets me 879.2 meters. And this time we're talking about volume, so this is cubed. Next example, find the volume of the cone. So, volume equals area of the base times the height divided by 3. Well, the area of the base is a circle, so volume equals pi times the radius squared times the height. Well, 13 is going straight up and down. It's not the slant height, otherwise they would have it slanted. So 13. And then because it's a pyramid, divided by 3. So on the top, 3.14 times 7 squared times 13. And I'm getting 2,018. But then we still have to divide that by 3, or take 1/3 of it, which is getting us 666.70. I'm going to round this to 73 because I actually got 726 repeating, and then the 6 repeats. And then we're talking about inches cubed. Okay, last two examples, we're keeping with this idea of volume, but now we're going to do a composite solid. And keep in mind that a composite solid just means that there's more than one figure put together. So we're putting 2 figures together. Now, if you take a look at what we were given first, it looks like the 2 figures are just 2 cones. Okay, so we're going to have the top cone, and then we're going to have the bottom cone. So I'm going to start with the top cone, and they want the volume. So the volume is the area of the base times the height divided by 3. So the area of the base, I'm looking at the red base, it's a circle, so we're going to do pi times the radius, which if you look right here, going halfway across is 3, r squared. So pi r squared times the height of the red cone, so from the vertex straight down, that's 4. And then once I have that answer, because it's a cone, I'm going to divide it by 3. So grab your calculator. 3.14 times 3 squared times 4. And I'm getting 113.04, but we still have to divide that by 3, which gets us 37.68. Okay, we're going to keep a hold of that, because now we have to find the volume of the bottom cone. So it's a cone, same idea, area of the base, which is a circle. So pi times radius, the radius is still 3, squared times the height of the bottom cone. So from the center to the vertex, 8, and then once we figure that out, divided by 3. So 3.14 times 3 squared times 8 is 226.08, and then we're going to divide that by 3, which gets us 75.36. Now, if I want the volume of the entire composite solid, I have the top cone, I have the bottom cone, I want the total, we're going to add them together. So last step, we're going to take 37.68, I'm going to add that to 75.36. So plus 37.68 plus 75.36, I'm getting 113.04. And that would be, yards cubed. And that would be the volume of your entire composite solid. Last one, find the volume of the composite solid. So I'm going to start with the top. On the top, we have a cone. On the bottom, that's not a cone. That's a cylinder. But we've been doing cones, so let's start with the cone. So volume of the cone, area of the base times the height divided by 3. So area of the base, pi, which is 3.14, times the radius, and I'm looking and I'm going, oh, well, there's my circle, there's my radius, what is it? Well, it's not there, but if you look down here, it's right there. So it's actually 3 squared times the height of just the cone, which is 5. And then once we have that, because it's a cone, you divide it by 3. So grab your calculator. 3.14 times 3 squared times 5 is 141.3, and then we still have to divide that by 3, which is 47.1. Okay, keep a hold of that. That's your cone. Now, moving on to your cylinder. A cylinder is very, very similar, except instead of being a pyramid, we're now talking about a prism. So we're still going to take the area of the base, and the area of the base here is a circle, which is pi times the radius, still 3, squared, times the height of the cylinder. Well, the cylinder is 10 centimeters tall. Now, the difference here, because that's exactly what we did for the cone, we did pi r squared h, is because it's a cylinder, which is a prism, not a pyramid, do not divide by 3. Okay, so no division by 3. And we're just going to figure this out. So 3.14 times 3 squared times 10, which is 282.6. And then if we want the volume of the entire thing, we're going to take 282.6 and we're going to add 47.1, which gets us 329.7 centimeters cubed.